Chapter 2, title, Moon's Shadow. In the eerie silence of space, the moon orbited Earth, a silent observer for millennia. Yet unbeknownst to humanity, it harbored a secret civilization, the Nexuzer. These ethereal beings, with their translucent skin and elongated limbs, had moved the moon closer to Earth thousands of years ago, drawn by a peculiar fascination with human emotions. The Nexuzer had discovered that humans emit unique biochemical signals when experiencing fear, anger, or love. These signals, undetectable to human senses, acted as potent stimulants in Nexuzer physiology, inducing euphoric states. Over the centuries, they had covertly manipulated human history, inciting conflicts and wars to fuel their addiction to these emotional emanations. Their manipulation had birthed a formidable human fighting force, conscripted by the Turd-Ysseys. The Turd-Ysseys, a warrior race allied with the Nexuzer, had learned to harvest adrenaline from their human soldiers during combat, creating a powerful rush that was coveted by both species. The Turd-Ysseys General Krasthor, a towering figure armored in battle regalia, addressed the Nexuzer Council with urgency. "We need more human soldiers," he demanded, his voice resonating in the chamber. "Our interplanetary campaigns depend on their adrenaline-fueled prowess." The lead Nexuzer, a being named Zalarian, regarded the General Krasthor with a gaze that seemed to pierce through time. "We understand your need," Zalarian replied, his voice a harmonious echo. "However, Earth cannot endure sudden, large-scale disappearances. We must initiate a global conflict to mask our activities, but within limits." The Turd-Ysseys General Krasthor bristled at the constraint. "We cannot be bound by such limitations. Our need for warriors is paramount." Zalarian raised a translucent hand, signaling calm. "Remember, General Krasthor, the last time we escalated to such extremes, it resulted in the human world wars." General Krasthor's patience snapped. "This charade for the humans is unnecessary," he argued vehemently. "Why must we dance around their perceptions? Our need for warriors is critical." Zalarian remained unflappable, his voice a calming contrast to General Krasthor's fury. "General Krasthor, remember the human world wars, a direct result of our overreach. Their technological advancement has made them more alert, more interconnected. A similar escalation now would risk revealing our presence." But General Krasthor refused to accept this logic. "We cannot be constrained by the fears of exposure. Our alliance with the Nexuzer was forged on the understanding that our needs would be met without compromise." The council exchanged glances, an unspoken communication passing between them. Zalarian, realizing the gravity of the situation, made a final attempt to persuade General Krasthor. "We must proceed with caution. The balance we maintain is delicate. Excessive intervention could unravel centuries of manipulation and control." Krasthor, however, remained unyielding. His resolve hardened. "Then we must reconsider this alliance. Our reliance on human fighters and adrenaline is too great to be hindered by caution." The Turd-Ysseys General Krasthor stood resolute before the Nexuzer Council, his towering figure exuding unyielding determination. "I demand 10,000 new soldiers," Krasthor declared, his voice booming across the chamber. "And they must be of prime health, capable of combat, sourced from the First World nations." The Nexuzer Council, led by Zalarian, exchanged silent glances, communicating through their unspoken bond. After a moment, Zalarian spoke. "We can orchestrate natural disasters to achieve these numbers. However, we offer half from First World nations." Krasthor frowned, unimpressed. "That's been your tactic since the Americans first landed on the moon. I expect full compliance with my demands." Zalarian sighed. "The Earth's ecosystem cannot endure the disruption we caused during the world wars. Our population, reliant on human emotions, needs a steadily growing human population. This balance is crucial." As a gesture of gratitude and persuasion, Krasthor placed a small, glowing pill before each council member. "A token from our conquest on Bolox 4, he announced. "Pure, unfiltered adrenaline." The Nexuzer, typically composed, couldn't hide their excitement. Each inserted the pill into a nostril-like orifice, and as the substance diffused into their translucent bodies, They radiated a mesmerizing purplish glow. The rush of battlefield adrenaline was intoxicating. Moments later, under the influence of the adrenaline high, the council unanimously agreed to Krasthor's terms. "You shall have all 10,000 soldiers from First World nations," Zalarian confirmed, his voice tinged with euphoria. Satisfied, General Krasthor strode confidently out of the chamber, his mission accomplished. "Prepare them. I will arrive in 2 days to collect the recruits," he announced, disappearing into the corridor that led to his ship. The Nexuser Council, still basking in the afterglow of the adrenaline rush, knew the consequences of their agreement were significant. Yet, driven by their insatiable need, they had once again set in motion events that would subtly, yet profoundly impact the unsuspecting humans. The Nexuser, utilizing their advanced technology and influence over Earth's governments, began the meticulous process of gathering the 10,000 humans demanded by General Krasthor. They communicated through encrypted channels, their messages cloaked in layers of deception. To the governments of the world, these orders appeared as covert operations or top-secret missions, cleverly disguised to avoid suspicion. In a vast chamber deep within the moon, the Nexuser assembled the collected humans. Each individual was held motionless yet fully conscious within a mesmerizing blue beam, arrayed in precise rows for inspection. The scene resembled a surreal tableau, with thousands of humans suspended in time and space, their expressions a mix of fear and confusion. General Krasthor arrived to inspect his new recruits. He walked among the rows, his imposing figure casting a shadow over the motionless forms. As he scrutinized each individual, he occasionally expressed dissatisfaction, marking those he deemed unfit for service. Then, in a disturbing display of power and cruelty, Krasthor plucked the eyeballs from 2 of the rejected humans, devouring them as they stood helplessly frozen by the blue light. The victims, unable to move or scream, could only watch in horror as Krasthor savored their eyes, relishing the taste with sinister pleasure. "The second is always tastier," Krasthor commented nonchalantly, his voice echoing in the chamber. He then turned to the Nexuser, his demands escalating. "These are inadequate. I reject 53 in total, double this number for my next conscription." The Nexuser, though disturbed by Krasthor's brutality, acquiesced to his demand. Their dependence on the emotional emanations of humans, coupled with the Drexarians' growing needs, had entangled them in a web of moral compromises. As Krasthor departed with his new army, the Nexuser were left to contemplate the increasing complexity and risk of their operations, aware that their actions were pushing the boundaries of their carefully maintained equilibrium on Earth.